I've just watched 2017's It. Let's talk about it. So I'll be comparing it to the 1990 film, which I've already talked about, so go watch that video if you please. And in short, this film, it's given the grace of being 30 years newer than that 1990 film. In 30 years, cinema and the genre of horror has evolved so much. Also, things, of course, just like technology and practical effects have evolved to an extent where this film just straight up is scarier. It's a better and more effective horror film, and it's also just a much better film in pretty much every other way. Both films have a genuinely great ensemble cast of kids, but this film being 2 hours out of a 4 hour duo of films compared to the 1990 film being one 3 hour film means we just get much more time with these kids. If we do it so, this first film is 2 hours with the kids and the second film is 2 hours with the adults. We get half an hour extra with each timeline, which half an hour maybe doesn't sound like loads. It really, half an hour of brevity and dynamic friendship, relationship building scenes can really have an impact. 2017's It also takes a lot of creative liberties when it comes to adapting from the source material, but it 100% captures the vibe of the book. An integral part of the kids section of the It story is having this coming of age aspect where it's this summer that changes these 12-year-old kids' lives forever. And this coming of age aspect is more than just this group of people fight, this evil supernatural alien killer clown, because there's also, the introduction of a girl to these 12-year-old boys. There's an idea of growing up there when in the book they all fancy her. In the film, there's a scene where they're all sort of just looking at her. Each character grows up this summer in more ways than one. And the book, so much of the book is about that. And thankfully, much of this film captures that. Pennywise in this film, certified freak mode. He is just straight up doing the most insane shit for the love of the game, bro. At the end of the film, he is just toying with these kids until they just fucking beat the shit out of him. Bill Skarsgård in this film as Pennywise is he's one of the most iconic modern horror film villains, and for good reason. He's putting 120% into every scene, and he is easily, and it's not even a competition, as much as I love the cast in this film, Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård, easily the best aspect of this film, no competition. 2017's It is a good film. It's a good horror film. It has great elements of horror and thriller, but it also manages to build and capture this coming of age aspect, this friendship and dynamic building aspect, which will lead into the second film. I'm hoping that it sort of stays on course